AVC back again with another Gimme 10 from 1988. This takes me over halfway. I don't know where all these albums, I don't know. Matt bought so many albums in 88. Well, originally, I actually probably bought a lot of them in 88 or 89. Right, let's get on with it. First up, Edie Brickell and the New Bohemians, Shooting Rubber Bands at the Stars. I think this album was massive in America. Absolutely huge. I remember it being on, used to check out the American charts on CFAX. Remember that? Or was it Fortel? I can't remember, but one of them used to show the American charts, and I just remember this being in the top 10 for ages in 88. But it's really lovely, sort of folky rock, kind of singer-songwriter, but with a full band. The most famous track is What I Am, which was unfortunately covered by one of the Spice Girls later on. But I absolutely adored What I Am. I had it on a 7-inch first, and then that made me buy this. But it's got some great tracks on here. Just such a lovely atmosphere to the whole album. Little Miss S, Air of December, Love Like We Do, Keep Coming Back. I mean, it's just such a lovely album, this is. And I can stick this on and just like chill out for 35 minutes or whatever long it lasts. On the other end of the scale is this bunch of noise nicks. Right, Mary Chain. Bit of a compilation. This is Barbed Wire Kisses, B-sides and more. This was originally the only place, well, apart from paying out 50 quid for an original 7-inch copy, but the only place you get upside down. So I had to get this at the time. But it's also got the, I'm pretty sure it's the full-length version of Sidewalking on it as well. Or is that on another one? Well, anyway, it's got Sidewalking, which is one of their best singles, and it wasn't on one of their albums as far as I remember. It's got a lot of B-sides on it, which I already had on 7-inch, so I was being a bit of a nerd here. But it's like, top tracks on this, Kill Surf City, which is marvellous. Beach Boys, Done With an Edge. Psycho Candy, the track Psycho Candy, which was one of their slower ones. Hit, which is marvellous. They were both B-sides on Some Candy Talking. Who Do You Love, version of the old classic. Another cover, Surfing USA, which is brilliant. So there's some absolutely brilliant tracks on here that you couldn't get on an album at the time. But great compilation, really good. Another compilation I got. I really need to get more by this band. It's such a gaping hole in my collection. But this is Ramones Mania. I mean, to be honest, this has got most of the most well-known tracks on it, and you can listen to the whole thing and just marvel at the brilliance of it. Just so many good songs. Sheena is a punk rocker. I mean, it's just, you know the Ramones, you know what they sound like. I'm not going to go through all the song titles. It's classic, it's cool, it's New York, it's punk, it's brilliant. Right, and a record that maybe people don't think is quite so brilliant, and probably more, well, I'll leave that to somebody else to fill in, is this one, which is Transvision Vamp's Pop Art. With Wendy James, there she is, pouting prima donna there. Yeah, it's pop rock, but I really like Transvision Vamp. I really did. I went and saw them in Coventry in '88 because I went up to visit a friend of mine, and they were great. I mean, Tell That Girl to Shut Up, which is a cover of a Holly and the Italians track. Psychosonic Cindy, I Want Your Love, which was a top 5 hit, massive hit. Revolution Baby. Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's totally bubblegum, but it's bubblegum that's great. Love it. I just love this. It's a brilliant record. Next up, much more serious. Yeah, so let's get serious now. There we go. It's Rank. Smith's live album. It's to my great regret that I never saw the Smiths. I never ever saw them, and I probably should have done, because I was going to gigs when they were still around, so I really, really should have done. But, to be honest, I haven't listened to this for years. And I think I've got it on CD as well. Because I'll probably just rather listen to the studio versions. But it's got a good track list. It's not just the singles. You've got The Queen is Dead. You've got Vicar and a Tutu. Rush on Ruffians is on here. What She Said, which was only a B-side to Shakespeare's Sister. Cemetery Gates, which I love. London, which is great. I Know It's Over. The Dre's Train, which I think is the only place you can get that. Still Ill, and then he rounds off with Big Mouth, and there's a few other singles tracks on there, but it's a Smith. Right. I think I've mentioned this more than once, but the thing I've fallen in love with, Sade. This is Stronger Than Pride. This is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. You can just put it on and just melt to it. It's just the most. She has got the most sultry voice. It's just a voice you can just lose yourself in. Just fantastic. I think the most famous tracks on here is Love Is Stronger Than Pride and Nothing Can Come Between Us. I'm pretty sure they were the singles from here. But what utter gorgeousness. Just fantastic. There we go. I think I've talked about that. We've got that fairly recently. Right. This, I mean, such was the strength in '88 that I've got this record in my third video? I don't know, whichever one it is, fourth video. Napalm Death, From Enslavement to Obliteration. Just fantastic extreme metal. It carries on much the same as Scum, with the new bassist Shane Embry, who is currently the longest lasting member of Napalm Death, because I think he's still with them. But it's more real sort of political lyrics married to just grindcore. It's just amazing. So that's brilliant. Next up, after I've had a little bit of drink, hang on. Next up is an album that actually made #1 back in '88 in the UK. And it is The Mission and Children. This is when they turned into Led Zeppelin. So in debt to Zeppelin, it's unbelievable. I'm sure more than one of the tracks has absolutely ripped off some of the more acoustic end of their stuff. I mean, they've even got a track called Black Mountain Mist on here, you know? But it's great. It's bombastic. It's really bombastic, actually. They really went out on a limb with this one. Tower of Strength's on it, which is a fabulous track. Especially the Bombay mix, which I have on a 12-inch somewhere. It's not really goth anymore. It's just gone completely rock. And it's good. It's good. There we go. Mission. Up next is this one, which is Live Skull, Positraction. This lot never really moved out of Sonic Youth's shadow while they were still recording, to be honest. But which is completely unfair, because this is a great record. It's similar in sound to Sonic Youth, but it is a tremendous record. And you know, I've forgotten what the name of the Oh, that is awful. It's... Oh, I remember. Of course I do. I suppose the most notable thing about the band now probably is it was Thalia Zedek's first band, who later moved into solo records, but before that she was in the band Come, which released some fantastic alternative blues records at the beginning of the 90s. I mean, they are seminal, they are brilliant. So if you check out the band Come, I really recommend them. Around about 91, 92, I can't remember the names of their albums now, but phenomenal stuff. And this is pretty good as well. And then just to round up is another compilation. I was buying quite a few of these. This is Pictures in the Sky, which is part of the Rubble collection of albums. It's on Bam Caruso Records, and this is basically what Bam Caruso did was release loads of compilations, loads of them, which are all on Spotify, by the way, of British psych from the late 60s and very early 70s. This is just top notch. I mean, it's just weird and wacky. I think I do have two other compilations in the series, and it's where I first heard the Pretty Things doing their more psychedelic stuff, which got me into them. I would have included them in the Gimme Tens, but I forgot which year they were, and I didn't realise they were then. So, but this one is definitely 88, and it is really worth checking out. There is some great tracks on here. I mean, the bands like The Orange Seaweed, The Glass Menagerie, Orange Machine, Carnaby, The Onyx, The Flying Machine, The Primitives, not Tracy one, The Ivy League, The Epics, Factotums, Cougars, Erky Grant and the Earwigs, and The Velvet Fog. Just some great bands and some great songs. So there you go. So that's my fourth Gimme 10 from 88. I will be back again soon with my fifth one. I'm trying to mix the albums up so you don't get all, so I don't end up with a really weak final one. So there's still something quite interesting in the last one. What am I talking about? They're all interesting. Hey, right. I wouldn't buy records if they weren't interesting. Right. So thanks again for watching. Hope you're enjoying my series of 1988, and I'll see you all soon. Bye, VC.